Hello, amazing, beautiful people. Here we are in season 6, episode 8. And today we're going to talk about love being connection. It's all about relationship. You know what? You can love yourself as much as you like, but actually, if it's not in conjunction with somebody else, it's as much use as a chocolate fireguard and it leaves you empty. So it's interesting. The first thing that I notice about connection is united we stand, divided we fall. It's about unity. It's about really working together for in unity and one accord, going towards the same space. And it's just interesting how when somebody's on the same page, often businesses have a vision or they have a purpose and they've got it written up on their boards or wherever you go into their boardrooms or wherever it might be. But if it's not lived by the people, if it's not owned by the people, it's just words. And so when we work in unity, we own our part in the journey. We are leaders in our part, whatever it might be, but we're working towards the same goal. You know, I love the fact that it's one voice, but we're all in harmony. We don't necessarily sing the same part, but we are harmonizing. We're working together to create an end result that we're all proud of, that we're all part of, that's better than any one of us could have done on our own. And I remember Teresa Cook sharing, you know, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. How cool is that? So we need a defined purpose. We need an open heart and an open mind to learning for all of us. You know, it's interesting. One of the things that I have noticed is human beings are a work in progress who think they're finished. We only live in the present day and we think that how we think now is how we thought when we were younger. And how we think now is how we're going to be in the future. It's crazy because we're learning and growing. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of learning, of growing, of taking in what's around us, of being better today. You know, true nobility isn't me being better than somebody else. It's me being better today than I was yesterday. And creating unity is bringing, what can I bring to the table? What can I offer? How can I serve? How can I bring the Sally part to everybody else's part to make this really work? And it's interesting, there's an incredible lady that I know who actually is doing her last year as a principal this year and is about to oversee the North Island of New Zealand. And she is for principals, so she's outstanding. But one of the things I love about her is she says you have to come under to get over. And so it's not about coming in on top. Hey, I'm in charge. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Me. It's my way or the highway. It's about how can I come under and gather the people and let's have a shared vision of where we're going. What do you see? What do you see? What do you see? And then what do we all see? Unity, gathering, coming under and lifting up, building almost from behind. I've got your back. I've got your back. Let's do this together. How cool is that? And that leads me on to first thing is unity, having that shared vision, being the, you know, we aren't a finished product. We're always learning. We're always growing. So let's look at being better today than we were yesterday. Let's look at how we can connect with others. And I bring my piece of the puzzle. I often talk about piece of the puzzle being PEACE. When we're running in our lane, we have peace. And we become the piece of the puzzle that is needed for somebody else. And I love the fact that puzzles aren't just one piece, they're lots of pieces. And when we put them together in the space they're meant to be in, we get to see the big picture. We get to see what it's really about. Don't you love that? So that's the first point, was unity. The second is teamwork. Just like I've been saying with the, you know, the pieces in the puzzle, if we all just fit, if we try and put an edge piece or a corner piece in the middle, it doesn't work. So we need to be in our place where it is, working towards that common goal and having a shared vision, but bringing our different gifts. Some people have gifts of administration. Some people have gifts of encouragement. Some people have gifts for technical, eye for detail, can dot the I's, cross the T's. Some people have beautiful, like they're creatives and they can see stuff. Imagine how cool it is when we have someone who's highly visual spatial, can see and be creative, with somebody who's logical, mathematical, who can then put it into places. I have another incredible friend, unsurprising that she is a CEO of 3 businesses, and she also has 5 children and an incredible husband and a thriving marriage, just quietly, but it's so good. What is she? She has a combination of being able to see the big picture. She's got that strategic brain to put it into practice, and she brings her people with her. She doesn't leave them behind. She brings them on the journey. Come on, guys, let's go. Now, yes, she does lead from the front, but she actually leads with others. And she says, come on, are you coming with me? We're going to go and do this. It's so cool. And you know what? People rally in and come behind her. So we're all working and walking together in our brilliance. We're honoring others, because actually, when I just stay in my lane and work with others in theirs, we really create something amazing. If I try and be here when I'm actually meant to be there, I'm filling a gap that actually isn't mine to fill. And then I block the person who's got that gifting coming in behind me. Whereas if I just run in my lane, there's space for them to come and join me here and let's have some fun. It's about creating space, and it's also being about under, not over. So it's really key. And I think sometimes as leaders, as pioneers, which often many of us are, we've got to sometimes look and go, am I looking to build and grow myself? And am I looking to build and grow those around me? Now, we can't grow if we don't learn. The other thing that I've also become really aware of, you can't lead until you can serve. You can't go out and, I'm going to go run my own business, but then you're shouting at everybody else, telling them they're rubbish, putting people down. Actually, no, you're just going to destroy wherever you go. So it's really important that we learn to come under others, under authority, and then we rise from there. We do as we're called to do in that space, and we will rise. Not, I'm going to lord it over everybody, I'm going to do this. It's unhelpful. That's above. We want to take it. We've got this. Let's go. So that's teamwork, and teamwork makes the dream work. Together, everyone achieves more. That's how it works, more than we could have done before, which actually leads me onto kind of my third part, I guess, in this is collaboration. It's not about being right. It's about getting it right. And it's about working together, connecting with others to connect with more. And I have to say that this year has been absolutely phenomenal in that space. I connected last year with Jesse Rivas, who helped me write my book. So obviously I started this year by launching my book, which was exciting. And that was a collaborative. 72 people got in behind me, bless their cotton socks. And thank you to all of those who are listening to this who were part of that. To crowdfund so that I had the money to be able to print the books and get them here. It was outstandingly amazing. And then I had, 5 book launches. And in those book launches, I had so much fun, and people rocked up. We had cake, and somebody made cake, and somebody did decorations. And oh my goodness, it was just a team effort. I remember Renati making everything beautiful on the day with Chrissy. That was like, they were great. And they just trolleyed around, and we sorted everything out. We got a little bit unstuck when we hit the Art Deco weekend in Napier. But anyway, it's all good. God knew what we were up to. And then following on from that, I'm in collaboration with Phil Aitken from Messenger's Bookstore, which is our local Christian bookstore here in Hawke's Bay. And we do a radio show together. Like, how did I ever end up doing a radio show? And not only did we do the radio show on a Sunday, they said, oh yeah, we can give you half an hour on Sunday night. You can have it here. So we went in and recorded, and, it went out on a Sunday. And then they had some shifts and changes within the crew there. And they said, would you like a live show? We're like, we'd love one. Not only that, we'll just give you lunchtime on Tuesday. Like, we've gone from 8 o'clock on Sunday night when no one listens to lunchtime on Tuesday. Crazy good. Like, what favor is that? All because we partnered up with our giftings. Now, Phil, I didn't know I'd been a radio show host before, so he can do all the tech. He's also a musician, so he did the little shimmy in, shimmy out. You know how you always have the little music as you come into a podcast or you come into whatever? It's great. He sorted all of that. I just have to tune up. And he's really good at, he loves books, he loves reading them, he loves consuming them and then sharing feedback. I love interviewing people. And so the two of us sit in our lanes. He does the book reviews, I do the interviews. And we alternate. And one week it's a book review and a chat, another time it's an interview and a chat. It is crazy good. But I honor Phil in his lane, and I don't try and get into his lane at all. You do your book stuff, I'll support you, and then vice versa. And so we have this partnership that works. And then I have just this week, finished one of the most incredible collaborations, which was A Time to Love with Wylene Dean. And it's so exciting. I got to be the person who walked with her to launch her new business. How cool is that? And we blessed every single person on the course with a personal heart healing, which is what Wylene now does. And so it was such a joy. What a double portion. Here I was going to just, hey, let's do a course together. I love you. I can see your heart. Let's launch this. Let's find a way. Let's launch this business by buddying with me. We'll work this through and we'll get you on fire. And boom, away she's gone. It's so exciting. So exciting. And we will run that together again in the new year, probably not till March, April time. But it was an amazing launch her, job done. And then Beauty from Ashes started this week officially, which is a collaborative, it's actually a whole year's collaborative project. We're only going to meet once a month, but the whole year is about putting an incredible book together of our stories, our Beauty from Ashes stories, the pain to promise. It is the great exchange where God has exchanged our rubbish and our unhelpful stuff and our pain and our shocking time for beauty. And we thought we might get 10 people. 25 people have signed up to be part of this book, which is now going to have 2 volumes. How cool is that? So we started with one thing. We've ended up with even more because together everyone achieves more. Now, I'm no writer. Actually, that's a lie. I am a writer. I've written a book. I'm an author. I'm an international best-selling author. But it's not my natural skill. It's somewhere that with the right people in the right place at the right time, I can write with their support, with their editing skills, with their feedback. But I'm a massive heart lady. And so, yay, I can bring the heart of the story, the heart of the message. I can get that moment that really makes your heart sing. So again, Jesse and I work together because he's going to bring the strategy and the framework of how to write, and I will bring the how do we get that story to really pop? Where's the heart in what we're writing? And so together, everyone achieves more. So very excited to have you all on board. Very cool. And then it's interesting, I've got 5 things this year that weren't even on the radio. They weren't even on the radar at the beginning of this year. How cool is that? And it's all come from connection and collaboration. It's all come from being in the room with the right people at the right time, serving. How about we do this? And then Linda's Fun College, I've been hanging out there for 5 years. And now we have got 5 Jesus clubs going. Oh my goodness, it is so exciting to see. The boys that I know I get the opportunity to prophesy over and share some words from God with have really taken them to heart this year. So those year 13s, they've taken photos, they've seen what the scriptures are. They're like, boom, we want to walk into our best opportunity. We want God with us, so that we can be incredible, so that we can make a difference. Look at that for connection. They want to connect with God for themselves. How cool is that? And no one can take that away from them. I think that connection is the best. So yeah, I was doing an hour a week. I'm now doing 10 hours a week in that space. And I am loving it. It's community. We're going out. We're working with Nourish for Nil. So we're doing some things there. We're working with the Women's Refuge. And it's like, oh my goodness, this connection, connection, connection. What can we do? How can we serve? How can we help? Last week, we sorted out an apple bin full of onions. Like, it's not exactly rocket science, but you know what? Those boys really enjoyed serving and being part of something bigger than themselves. They then watched people who could not afford to eat come and get their onions and their tomatoes and their bread and all the food that would otherwise have gone to waste be given into the hands of those that needed it. It was stunning. They really, giving, serving, coming from underneath. And these are boys that are very flash school, just quietly. And then I think my personal favourite, because it has been my heart, is to see leaders in life grow. And that's going to be coming up next year. We're going to be doing a conference about the heart of a true leader. We're going to do it all online, so you can watch it online. I'm sure it'll be live on YouTube as well. But the reality is that we are here I have to lead my life, be the best that I can be first, the best wife, the best mum, the best housewife, I guess. Might not be so brilliant at that. But I've got to keep on top of the things that God has given me. Best friend. I don't have to be somebody's best friend, but I have to honor the people I come into contact with, because that's connection. And from there, great things flow. So 5 amazing collaborations have just come from serving, from being, and from connection, of learning to belong, learning to trust, and learning to see where God works. So, what connections or relationships are you focusing on? Where are you serving? Where are you celebrated too? That's another thing. Like, I find when I'm really connecting in the right places, I know in my heart that this is where I'm meant to be. Where do people welcome you with open arms? Because what I've also noticed is where I'm welcomed with those open arms is a mirror of my heart. It's a mirror. You know what? Lindisfarne College, I can get emotional now. That there is something special, super special, that I cannot put my hand on. I can't say, oh, it's this or it's this. But there is something unbelievable. I can feel it now. It's such a Holy Spirit thing. It owns me, that place. My heart is sold out to see that, to see that place grow, to watch boys fly. Partly, I suppose, from my pain. When I left school, I had no idea what to do. You know what? These boys they are being sent to go and be brilliant. And I am so excited about that. So it owns me. Not because it lords it over me, but because actually that's where I'm called to be. I'm called to be in a space where we can support community projects, because connection, connection, connection for me is where love is. It's about giving somebody a hug. It's about seeing somebody. It's about buying them a coffee. Whatever it might be, it's all about connection. So I leave this with you. Connection is about unity, working together, seeing the unseen, being with the people, being present in the moment. It's about teamwork and collaboration. It's about gathering together, having that vision and where you want to go. So today, I encourage you. Who's on your team? Who are you connecting with? Who are you collaborating with? And when you collaborate, what good news, what joy, what fruit are you bringing from working together? I've mentioned a couple of ladies today. One who looks after 26 different families, because in their business, they are giving the bread and butter to those families. They are the backbone. They're giving them employment. And the other is going to oversee all of our schools, principals in the schools for next year. And she is a pioneer in that space. She has turned the school she currently is in upside down. In fact, she's turned it the right way up. So you watch as goodness and kindness And all the best of this world comes when we work in unity and one accord. When we come and we say, yes, Lord, I'm here, Lord, use me. And watch how he doesn't use us, but he works with us. So come on then, let's go. Let's go and make the world a better place. So I encourage you, who are you working with to make the world a better place? I love you. God bless you. And we'll see you for next week's Love Is. Take care.